where we will take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. Tonight with me are Ethelros,
Hello.
the Mysterious Mystery,
Hey there.
and our newest member, Sig from warsteeds.com.
Howdy.
Good day, everyone, and we'll start with Sig. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us what you'll do at LOTRO Players?
Well, as everybody knows, I go by Sig in game. I play on the I can't even talk, the Elendelmere server, and I'm all about the dwarves. Been playing a dwarf ever since I discovered the Guardian class way back in the early days of LOTRO, and just absolutely love them. As Pineleaf mentioned, I was doing warsteeds.com, but as the novelty of warsteeds in the game sort of wore off, the site started to wane, and haven't really been doing anything with it, but found a new outlet in LOTRO Players on Middle Earth Network, and just doing a lot of fan fiction and starting some comics, and just trying to get people to laugh mostly is what I think I'm going to be doing on the site there.
So are you starting the movement for the Dwarf Wardens then? I noticed your latest comic.
Yeah, that's actually something I've seen, a few people in the forums mention and whatever, and I've been around since I think it was Beta 2, and I absolutely love LOTRO. I love the IP, but my interest is just kind of dropping off, and I know 100% that if I could play a Dwarf Warden, I would just be absolutely in love with the game again, and it would be consuming my soul right now.
Ah, yes. But you're not allowed.
No, not allowed.
They don't admit dwarves.
Working on the protest signs, and we'll organize that march on Turbine headquarters and all that stuff soon if we have to, but...
But something has to be kept sacred from dwarves.
Well, from my perspective, the less wardens in general we have around, the better.
Maybe.
Very well. We'll now go into the news from LOTRO itself. First, the biggest news of this week, or some may say the only news this week, were the forum updates, where the new forum is now up. The updates look like they went about as smoothly as anything is likely to go there. No more than a couple of hiccups as far as I can tell, and came up on schedule. And I noticed that we no longer have the word beta on the forums.
Yay!
Yay.
Now the question is, should it be there?
Yeah, yes, you would think that, but they're all new. But one of the things to note is that for security reasons, there is a 45-minute inactivity timer. Therefore, if you're inactive and don't do anything, then for 45 minutes, you'll have to re-log in. But if you are active, you should be able to stay logged in indefinitely. Now, there is one thing to note, and that is if all you're doing is typing in an edit box, edit boxes do not ping the servers and therefore don't get treated as activity, so make sure you do something like hit the review button so you could review what you've got every so often so that you'll be sure that you're not being treated as inactive.
I'm okay with that. That 45 minutes is a whole lot better than the 5 minutes beforehand on the last version. So
yeah,
I do find it kind of interesting how they took what would be perceived to be a bug in the forums and they made it a security feature. That's some kind of creativity there.
Well,
if you can't squash it, turn it into a pet,
Suppose is that.
Very well. And late on Friday, they finally came out with the mobile version. Now, since I don't use the mobile version when I'm at home, I've not yet tested to see how well it works. The one thing they noted, though, is that on your mobile phone, you must first go to the normal page and log in before you could switch over to the mobile theme.
Yeah, and it doesn't, from what I've seen, it doesn't detect your mobile browser, so you see the full site, you have to log in, and then you have to scroll to the bottom of the page and actually physically choose the mobile theme for it to work. And then from there, it works pretty well. I've not had any issues with it
Okay.
yet.
Have you checked to see what happens if you're using the mobile theme while logged out? For example, you switched it over, then after that, you logged out. Can you still use the mobile theme while logged out?
I was pretty active in it for about a half hour, 45 minutes, somewhere in that area on the phone, and then so far all my visits afterwards have all been on a computer, so I'm not sure. I'll have to
All right.
check into that.
That's something I'll have to check next week because 90% of my visits to the forum on mobile are done when logged out because I'm just reading the forums, not
Right.
replying or anything like that. Now, they did have a couple of test lotteries up on Friday, and they were very fast flash ones to test out the lottery system, but it looks like they're not ready for prime time on the lotteries yet, so hopefully those will be back next week.
That'll be good. I miss them.
All right. Anybody else have anything they want to add on the forum updates?
Well, unless you want to count that as nitpicking, they've also disallowed you from using custom avatars for also security reasons. And I put that in air quotes, even though no one saw it.
Well, they are still coming up with their final decisions on that matter. Now, they are allowing for the time being to put a single image in your signature.
Yeah, you can only use ones that are default to LOTRO though, so you can't.
No,
or the
I'm
ones
not
that you're
talking about
given.
that. No, that's for your avatar, but you can put any image in your sig as long
Oh,
as
yeah.
it's within a certain size and no animation whatsoever.
Yeah, I was just noting the avatar thing. Apparently, that's done for security reasons, which I've never heard of being done on a forum before.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. There are probably a couple of weeks before they have all that settled up. Now we'll go on to the great real estate rush on LOTRO because last week houses were finally being foreclosed and deluxe houses have been popping up over the last week. There were a couple of servers where there were some issues, such as Landrival, though they rebooted it and it seems to be fine now. And some people are able to finally get houses.
And now they're noticing that the
Yay!
system is still not very good.
But yeah, there's been a lot of deluxe houses popping up. So it's been good if you're after housing, which I have been.
Yes, the person who's bought up half a neighborhood.
Who? Who? Not me.
I don't even know what to do with the one house that I have.
Oh, donate it to me so that we have storage for the fellowship walk.
Yes, she has. Oh, how many houses do you have in that neighborhood right now? I'm beginning to lose count.
I believe we have 10 houses, and I'm hoping to get a kin house.
Right.
So you're creating your own real estate empire.
Oh,
I've
yes.
always had one on Arkenstone. I'm just moving to Landrival now.
Right.
Invading it, you mean?
Invading it.
Well, it's all for the walk, so it's storage that we need for the trivia prizes and any other donations we get. And so it's not all about me, it's all about the walk. But yeah, donate houses to me. That'd be
Yes.
brilliant.
In other news, the next 20 questions, which will include discussion of Helm's Deep, went into localization on Friday afternoon, which means they expect it to be posted sometime about Wednesday. It all depends on how long it takes them to translate it into French and in German. And when that's done, they'll send it out. Now, the other news is that the Russian servers will be brought down on Monday to install Update 9. Yes, they're that far behind us.
That's weird.
Yes. Well, getting all that stuff into Russian.
Well,
Yeah,
all good things come to those who wait.
Yeah.
and something I was mentioning earlier is that from a creep perspective, that would be ideal because all the bad stuff seemed to have with the later updates. So for those who miss the old times, then just jump back there and re-experience it.
Yes, but do you really want to create a Russian account and download the Russian client?
Or it's something to consider, I suppose.
And you won't be able to understand a single thing that anyone's typing.
I don't think Google Translate will help much with that either.
Sales this week. The free sample is a sturdy steel key, so that if you have a loot box on one of your characters that you really desperately want to open up, you can use your free sample to get a key for it.
Or 8 loot boxes and then choose which box you're going to use that one key on.
Well, there is that too.
That's what usually happens with me. I get like a dozen loot boxes but no keys.
Well, fortunately,
Yeah, welcome to my world.
All right. Quest packs are 20% off. Legacy, Scrolls of Combination, Relic Removal Scrolls are also 20% off. Max Morale and Power Scrolls are 20% off. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think anyone would buy those now because you're going to get a dozen of those from the Hobbit presents.
yes, those are extremely common out of Hobbit presents. The new steed for August is the Steed of Esgaroth. And returning this month are the Steed of the Hunter, the Steed of Nightwood, and the Heavy Set of the Entwash. And finally, we've got double bonus points on all point bundles through August 13th.
I always like the double bonus point sales. So when I have the money, that's when I get my Turbine points.
Yes, you just wish that you had the money at the same time there was a sale, right?
That's always my problem.
Yeah, so then what happens is when I get a little bit of spare money, I'll put it aside just for when that odd occasion happens. So it's good.
All right. Now we'll go over to LOTRO Players News. Andang posted a LOTRO Players trailer to go along with today's special event, which is oh, goodness gracious. I forgot the first word in this. Reclaiming, yes. I was thinking remembering or something like that. Reclaiming the blade. Thank you.
So, you're most welcome.
I need to reclaim my memory.
You just need a coffee and wake up. That's all.
All right. Lily Kate talked about spiders in the Shire. And we expect to see more episodes on spiders. But most of all, concerning Lily Kate, is she started her first episode of Small LOTRO Adventures, a video cast with Lily Kate and her youngest daughter, Lizzie, as they go adventuring in LOTRO.
Yes. And I have seen one of those, and I'm not sure if it's the one that's up at the moment where they went off to the Hobbit races at the festival.
That
So,
would be episode 2, and she posted both episodes 1 and episodes 2 together.
yeah, so that was quite fun. I mean, yeah, for a lighter look at stuff, it's really a good little series.
Yes. Just remember that if you're looking for serious expert play, then you might instead want to read Tapco's series on rating, where he discussed this week the fires of smog.
What a hot topic that is.
Yes.
Uh,
Uh, now, Sig, what would you like to talk about concerning your various articles concerning dwarves? I've seen articles on beards, I've seen articles, well, cartoons on wardens.
Yeah, doing quite a bit here. I've actually got one fanfic series kind of in motion. I think it's part three or part four scheduled to go up here in a couple days, and it's all about basically a dwarf hunter. Um, I know the overall kind of arc to that story, but I'm kind of writing it by the seat of my pants, so I don't even know where it's going. What every little detail is going to be yet. So I'm sort of discovering that for myself as I write, and have really been enjoying that. And then a long time ago, I did an article on dwarf beards, and as in real life and in the game, the beard is the source of all my power, and I just figured it needed to be kind of up on a pedestal and some glory around it. So doing some beard articles, just for humor, stuff like that. And then I started that comic you were talking about. I want to play a dwarf warden. I can't, so I figured I'd draw a little comic guy and create a story around that as well. So the first installment of that went up a couple days ago.
All right. There you go, and that's about. And Mist,
Yes.
you talked about your latest means of dying.
Oh, yes. Yes. What fun. What fun. And you were there for that. Dying by Andang. So I know it should have been by misadventure, but who goes to lunch in the middle of a skirmish? And that just warrants its own little title. So I succumbed to my wounds by ending. So, and I really think we need to rename the Armansul skirmish and call it Lunch at Armansul.
Lunch at Amansul, yes.
Yes. And I mean, he didn't even say bye. He just left. No word, no nothing. You think, oh, he's just disconnected. He'll be back. We can handle this. But no. Spydra had to tell us he'd gone to lunch. So thanks, Andang. But special thanks to you, Pine Leaf, because you found us a safe spot to get out of that skirmish. So
Yeah.
thank
It
you.
helps if you yeah, it helps if you know the skirmish.
Yeah, so yeah. Thanks, Andang. Love dying. So but yeah, lunch at Armansul, people. I wouldn't recommend it.
And my article this week was concerning the Brood Queen, which is a lieutenant that you meet in group skirmishes, and talking about her tendency of laying eggs inside of the people she's fighting.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
basically like the aliens then.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way of wording it.
But the best thing about that lieutenant or mob is the colours. I mean, she's got brilliant colour scheme.
And in addition to this, I also answered the question on what are the best skirmishes for leveling.
Any that don't include Angdang.
Any that don't include Andang. Well, that is with that. All right. With that, I think Andang will just pop right in and give a rebuttal, perhaps.
Nah, he'll be out to lunch.
We out to lunch. Oh, looks like a shield dropped in. Hello, Andang.
No, it's not. Andang's out to lunch. I keep telling you that.
Apparently, his microphone is.
See?
His microphone is out to lunch.
Yeah. Well, then, wow. Oh, there he is.
Hey, everybody.
Done eating lunch
Hello.
then.
How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. We were just.
Having lunch.
Yeah. All right. So therefore, yes. Anyway, the best skirmishes for leveling were, I essentially said at lower levels, you might want ones that have lots of mobs. At higher levels, you might want the ones that are shorter, since you tend to get a higher percentage of your experience comes from the finishing the skirmish rather than from the mobs in the skirmish. And Anding, were there any articles you wanted to discuss this week?
Have you talked about the trailer yet?
Yes, we did. We talked about it briefly, so if you want to talk about it a bit more, and especially since you're more likely to remember reclaiming than I am.
Okay, so basically I just made a quick trailer for Reclaiming the Blade Day on Middle-earth Network to showcase the site, and some people thought it was pretty dramatic, which was kind of what I was going for. So I just had a lot of fun making the trailer, and I think it's the best one I've made yet so far.
Is this
As far as
how many
quality
trailers
goes.
have you? Okay, I
I made
remember 3
the
trailers from.
I made the Wildermore trailer, and then I consider Murder and Bree, that same type of thing. But anyway,
Okay.
Where did you get the music for the trailer?
from audiomicro.com, where you can purchase music for commercial use.
Because that's a really nice piece of music that you've got in the background.
Yeah, I usually for videos I make like that, I usually spend a good 4 to 5 hours searching for music that fits right. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So,
that was awesome.
All right, thank you.
all right. Then we'll head into donations then. This week we received a donation from Josh over on Rittermark, and it's a $10 donation. And he would like to say that to tell people to say hi to Lou Wolf on Rittermark, he asked that you come up and slap him so that he could be sure to see you, since otherwise he is likely to miss your hi. So come up, slap Blue Wolf, and say hi. And he's still learning a bit about the game, despite being pretty good at some parts.
Yeah, be sure to say hi and offer him help with whatever he might need.
Hi.
Very well. If you would like to have a mention also, then donate to LOTRO Players by pressing the donate button on the upper right of the page. For $5, you get a mention on LOTRO Players podcast of your choice, while for $10, you get a mention on all the podcasts. And every time I try to keep track of this, it seems to going up. Okay, we got LOTRO Players News, Fellowship of the Creeps, which I think you forgot to shout them out this weekend, Dane.
No, we ran out of time for what I wanted to do, so we'll do it next week.
Okay, through the Palantir, an unexpected vidcast, and Lotro Academy. Is there another one that popped up since then?
Just 5 for now.
I
Okay,
think I might
just 5 for
start
now.
another one so that you have to add another one.
If you want to, Sig, we will be sure to feature it, whatever it is. You're an
Okay,
awesome,
I didn't
awesome
know
guy.
whether or not you were going to be adding Lily, Kate, and Lizzie to the list or not.
We're still debating on that. We're not sure, cause she's not sure what Lizzie's wanting to do with it yet. So it's still kind of in the
Okay,
experimental stage.
you got a point there. So therefore, we'll head over to Mystery, who I'm sure has a few announcements concerning the Fellowship Walk.
I doubt it.
Oh, what fellowship walk? You mean? My life is consumed with this walk at the moment. So, thank you to everyone that has been donating stuff on the servers. Thank you to Zinger, who actually did buy a house and donate it for storage for us. Really appreciated that. If you're in a kin and you have people that love to craft, what we're trying to do is get some vocational crafting packs and die packs on servers to auction off. So what that basically would mean, if you chose to be a yeoman, then the pack would consist of everything for a cook, a farmer, and a tailor, and including recipes, tools, crit items, that sort of stuff, and the mats. So if you're interested in donating one of those or all of those, send me an email at fellowshipwalk@gmail.com. Gee, I forgot my own email address. Um, and all donations are greatly appreciated. So we will be posting up towards the end of this week details about the walk on LOTRO players. That will just be a general information about the walk, what we're hoping to do, what our target goal is, etc., etc. Is there anything I've forgotten?
We got awesome outfits.
Oh, yes, yes. We have outfits for security, outfits for vendors, and our own special organizer outfits that we'll be wearing in game. Oh, and we do have a party outfit for Frodo's birthday. So that's going to be so cool. And speaking of Frodo's birthday, on the 22nd of September, we are having a birthday party for Frodo to kick off the walk, which actually starts then on the 23rd of September. So if you can come along to the Landravol server, we've got lots of pies and bickies and puddings and ale and fireworks as well. We're having a concert from a band, which shall be named later. And we're also having a fashion show with the theme of walking, so that if you're going to join us on the walk, you can check out what outfit you should possibly be wearing. That looks really cool. So if our security fails and you die, you'll look good dying.
That's right.
And if you'd like to help out as a vendor at any stage, just give us a yell and we can set you up as a little helper vendor for the walk as well. So we are having 3 parties all in all. So Frodo's birthday party is the one kicking it off. So
Yeah, and Middle Earth Network will be having the second annual Hobbit Day that year as well, and they will be actually featuring our concert there as well in games, so you can watch their stream, and then they'll switch over to our concert as part of it, and then they'll switch back, so you can watch all that as another part of the huge kickoff for
yeah,
the Fellowship Walk.
and there will be a trivia competition that day as well. So
Because Mist
you
is in charge.
Yes. And nothing I do doesn't have trivia at some stage. So, but yeah, Lily Kate's actually organised all the trivia questions for Frodo's birthday party, so it should be fun. And yeah, there is just so much that's about to be released as far as information. The competitions, the trivia, the treasure hunt, just so much. So keep an eye on the forums because it's all going to be there.
Yeah, I'd say as far as organization goes, this is probably the biggest year of the Fellowship Walk. At least that's what it seems like in planning. So be on the lookout. There's going to be a ton of information coming, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, and we have actually rerouted the walk this year so that it stays closer to where Frodo actually did walk. So we actually have taken out Hobbiton, Bywater, the Forsaken Inn, and we will be posting the route up on the forum with maps as well, so people will know where we're going. And yeah, so all new walk, so to speak.
Very well. Anybody have any final words before we sign off?
Donate
Um,
housing.
in the next, in the either next week or the week after that, or sometime soon, basically once I get through Wildermore, we are going to be doing a Wildermore review episode, hopefully before we find out too much about Helm's Deep. So be on the lookout for that as extra long episode of LOTRO Players News coming soon.
Very well. Thank you for listening today. And until next time, remember to skirmish responsibly.
Have fun.
Heal Pine Leaf.
Please don't play a warden.
Oh man.